Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician from Northport, New York. I had a ton of requests to start getting into the deviance, I guess you could say, of pentatonics, the individual stuff from their members, whether it be Superfruit, whether it be Avi stuff, whether it be I think it's Kevin Olusola stuff, trying to figure out the pronunciation, his stuff, and that's what we're doing today, actually. So today we're breaking down and talking about Kevin's cover of Down and also his Bach cello cover. So I'm looking forward to it. He's an insane multi-instrumentalist, first of all, crazy vocalist, crazy beatboxer, also a great cellist, and just all-around great musician. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to offer with this. I had a lot of requests. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. If you want to check out my music, it's Jacob Restituto wherever you listen. Also, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the production terms that I'm using in a lot of my videos, I have some course videos on my Patreon if you want to check that out. And yeah, if you want to hit that subscribe button, it'd mean a lot to me. Let's see what we got. This is Down, Marion Hill KO, pretty clever cover, Kevin Olusola. Nice, doing some sort of looping going on. Dude, this loop is sweet. First of all, I want to comment on a couple things that I'm seeing here. First of all, we're doing some sort of loop. So whether it be a, what's it called? What's the brand? It's an RC20, RC something. It's a Boss. That is what it is. Boss is a brand, very popular loop pedal. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to explain a couple different options. We have a Boss RC20 or RC500 or RC2 or RC200. There are all these different types of loop pedals where, like, I personally use one. It's exactly what Ed Sheeran, if you're familiar with what Ed Sheeran uses a little brick looking thing, and it loops things over and over again. He could also be using Ableton Live, which is a very popular looping software, where he's essentially layering all these different loops. So it's pretty cool. I love looping, man. I think it's it takes a talent and really good timing to be a looper.
Didn't even really wanna go.
Nice.
But if you get me out, you get a show. There's so many bodies on the floor, so baby, we should.
Dude, his voice is really crisp, really well recorded. Also, the really nice soundproofing going on back there.
Are you down, diddy down, diddy down, diddy down, 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 diddy down, diddy down, diddy down, down, down.
It's amazing how much his voice fills up the atmosphere. You know, we have two things going on with the cello, two different layers, but a ton of atmosphere being full. It's actually, we're a minute in and it doesn't feel boring.
Everywhere I look are people's hands thrown up in the air to help them dance. Come on, baby, catch me if you can. I know you don't have any other plans. Are you down, diddy down, diddy down, diddy down, down, down? Down, diddy down, diddy down, diddy down, down, down.
Look at what it's gonna cover.
Are you?
Come on. Okay, so what he just did is he triggered, when he hit that button, it's called a trigger. I'm gonna rewind a little bit, but he triggered that second riff going on, and obviously getting some beatboxing going.
Are you?
Come on. Okay, cool. That's sick. So he triggered another loop, and he looped that first drum beat. Now he's creating the second, almost probably the snare rhythm. So creating some sort of polyrhythm. Really interesting drum pattern. I really like the pitched toms that he has, which is really cool, actually. So he does these like and what it is essentially like, so what a tom is, and we have a couple different drums. It's a drum, but usually in hip hop music we have more pitched toms where they're very like distinct. You can kind of do like a tom roll like that. Where in like regular pop or rock music, you wouldn't have as much pitch to them. They'd be a little more stagnant. Not stagnant, but like not as much variation, I guess. It's a cool polyrhythm with the cello.
You know we can put them all to shame. Now isn't the time to play it safe? Isn't this the reason that you came? So, baby, don't you let it go to waste. Are you down, diddy down, diddy down?
The pitch is on point. Oh, I wonder if he hit that one note. I was gonna no, that wouldn't make sense. I was like, why is there just one note on the piano? I was gonna say maybe to find pitch again because he's gonna start singing, but he has a cello, so I don't know why he just hit the single note.
Diddy down, down, down. Down, diddy down, diddy down, diddy down, down, down. Every single thing is
nice
right.
Head voice.
Started as a quiet Friday night. I don't really think that we should fight this. What if we don't stop until it's light? Are you?
So what he's doing now is more like a head voice. So before he had this chest voice, and it doesn't sound like a falsetto because falsetto has a lot more air to it. Which is when your larynx actually flips, and it creates, I think it's your voice box flips, I believe, and it creates a different sound. You can actually go higher, but this is a really tight kind of vocal, likely his head voice. I want to hear that piano walk down, the da da da, something like that.
Are you? Oh, down, down. Oh, down, down. Oh, down, down. Oh, down, down.
I want to know what he's using over here to control those sounds. .808 is hitting hard, man. Sweet 808. Oh, okay, sick. So so I was wondering what he stepped on. I was thinking that could have been the pedal that I was talking about, like a Boss RC something, creating those loops. But what he actually probably stepped on was probably like an overdrive or a distortion pedal. Also could have been made by Boss, but there's plenty of other companies out there. And what that does, it's like a guitar pedal usually, but you could run it through any instrument that has a 1/4-inch cable. And he created now this distorted sound, almost like he's gonna do a guitar solo on his cello, which is cool. And also by the way, that finger thing that he does right there, that's called vibrato. And you're actually changing your position on the string slightly, which adjusts the pitch. Come on! Really sounds like a guitar, man. That's pretty sick. You see that slide? Oh, snap. Come on, man. Those triggers are sweet, man. The way he's pulling in and out of those different loops is wild. That cello solo, I never thought that those words would come out of my mouth, but that cello solo was killer, man. Really, really good. Really knows his way around the cello. What's also I always find very impressive about like these style instruments, cello, violin, viola, is they don't have frets. So like the guitar has frets. You know where you're putting your finger. These guys just have muscle memory and pitch, but like more muscle memory than anything else because they know where to put their fingers based on just years of doing it. Where guitar, like if you need to look, you can look. Oh, I'm on the 11th fret. I need to go 3 down. Like you could see it. Here, you can't see it like that. I find that amazing. I like how he's getting into the music. What I mean by that is he's not just like playing it. Like you could tell he's like really into like for example, like a guitar player's face. If you ever seen them, like John Mayer, like all these like Jimi Hendrix, they make these like Stevie Ray Vaughan, like all these guys make this like face when they're playing a guitar solo, and you can tell that they're really feeling it, not just playing it. And you can tell that he's doing the same. That was crazy, man. That was wild. Very, very impressive. I love looping, so we're going straight into the prelude from Bach's Cello Suite Number 1. I hope to see that there's some sort of looping in here. I have no clue. This is the first like version of seeing it and haven't seen anything else of it. Looking forward to seeing it, actually. And let's see what we got. Straight into Bach Cello. Highly impressed with the down cover. I also like that there was a lot of instrumental space, I want to say. I like that there wasn't just straight singing the whole time, that they gave some room for like just you to listen and not like, personally as an artist, as a songwriter to myself, I find that, you know, I focus a lot on lyrics actually, and that's a big part of what I listen to in songs. I don't comment on them all that much here because I think lyrics lead themselves a lot more to perspective, and maybe I can start giving my perspective on them, but I find that everybody's perspective might be slightly different, where here I can talk a lot more about just the technical stuff. That being said, maybe I'll give a little more perspective in the future, but I like that when there's just music, you just kind of listen to it, and you don't have to listen to the lyrics. You don't have to. I appreciate instrumental music, and when people like take a chance on it, because there's a fear. I feel like as an artist myself, there's a fear of when you like, oh, I have to fill every second with words, otherwise people are gonna get bored. And that's a lie, but a lot of artists get stuck in that perceived truth, including myself. It's like I'm afraid to have an instrumental or a guitar solo or anything like that because I don't want people to get disengaged or not be interested in it. That's just my thought process. This is a Prelude from Bach Cello Suite Number 1, Kevin Olusola. I apologize. I like that logo though. Cello boxing. What was that like noise spell in the intro? So I have a quick question for the cellists out there. I am not a cellist. I've never played a stringed instrument other than a guitar. And I'm curious because my comment right here is that I want to say he looks like he's a great cellist. Now, my question to the cellists out there is, do you agree with that statement? Or do you guys think that he's an average cellist? Or, like, I have no clue. I personally, not being a cellist, think he's great. But I'm curious what the insider perspective of the cellists are, what you guys think. Because I'm highly impressed, and I'm curious if you guys are too. Come on. Nice hi-hat. Did you hear how fat that kick is he's doing? It's amazing. It's pretty wild, actually. To think about like the different rhythms, that's what the thing I find the craziest about this stuff is. Not only is he like playing the cello and having to think about, or I don't know, he looks like he's reading the music here, but regardless, like having to think about the rhythm of playing the cello and hitting the right notes. But now he also has to think, he's like thinking polyrhythms. I find it actually similar to drummers when artists do like stuff like this, like, or when they play bass and sing, or do a really complex like guitar lead over singing, because you have to think about using two different parts of your brain and really breaking it up into different rhythms. Like, for example, if you're playing guitar solo and you have to do this cool rhythm while you're singing, it's very actually pretty difficult. Same thing with drummers. Like if you're doing a hi-hat kind of rhythm, like an eighth note, say, or like triplets or something like that, and then you have to do something on the kick and the snare, like you're moving all these different parts of your body, and I find the same with him, where he's not only playing the cello, but also has to think about a completely different rhythm, and mesh those two rhythms with the beatboxing and playing the cello. It's amazing. It's crazy though. The kick drum actually sounds like a real kick drum. It's amazing what this guy's able to do. Like, where does this guy take a breath? That's what I want to know. I think that's crazy. Like, it's like no breathing this whole time. Also, I want to say that what amazes me is it doesn't always seem like he's doing like a loop. He doesn't just like and repeat that the whole time. He does this whole like performance. It's not a loop in his beatboxing. I think that's amazing. Dude, his snare sounds crazy good too, man. It's crazy. Come on. Look at that kick. There's like all these different rhythms. Like, it's crazy. I'd really like to know how long it takes him to learn this, because that's crazy. Nice staccato. That's insane. I'm curious to know how he got into this and what like why he started beatboxing, like how this evolved into him doing this. Highly impressive. I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, you can text me if you have any requests. 2 different numbers: international WhatsApp, regular text message number. If you're interested in a lot of the terms that I spoke about, remember you can check out the Patreon with the music course that I have on there, so you can learn a lot of the terms. If you did enjoy this video, do me a huge favor and subscribe. And I'm just gotta say I'm very highly impressed. Definitely gonna be doing more from him. So keep your eyes peeled on YouTube, I guess. I'll see you guys next time. God bless. If you want to check out my music, it means so much to me. Peace out.